Welcome to the shooting range, everybody. The goal for today is to become an immortal god here in Risk of Rain 2, and that can be quite difficult, however, in this game, as it's kind of like Monopoly in the sense that you never actually win and you just do a little better each time. And what I mean by that is I will die, and I will die a lot. Now our champion for which we will make this immortal will be the Engineer, boasting charged bouncing grenades, pressure mines, an amazing bubble shield, and lastly 2 beautiful TR-12 Gauss turrets. Now the best thing about these turrets is that any buff that I receive, they also receive. So now you might be starting to see how overpowered this little Chad of ours might be. Now we don't start out as an immortal god. Oh no, far from it, we have to earn that title. And for that, we will need artifacts. Lots and lots of artifacts. And to afford artifacts, we need money. Money can be obtained by peacefully asking the local wildlife, or by blowing up explosives, whatever comes first. We have come across our first Shrine of Chance to either grant you amazing dildos of power, or leave you as broke as 2020 Joe Exotic. Hashtag free Joe Exotic. Now as you can see, small flying enemies will be quite hard to hit with our grenades, but have no fear, our turrets are here, and they will be the primary anti-air weaponry. Now would you just look at it?
Would you look at this?
Our first legendary artifact that can range from god tier state-of-the-art rocket systems to... well, this blast shower that cleanses all negative effects. Well, that's not very cash money of you game. First boss encounter, this shouldn't be too hard. Even the game's telling me it should be easy. Pop down a few turrets, carpet bomb him with a few mines, and he should go down in no time. Hell, he even has bleed damage that I can use my artifact for. What are the odds? And just like that, I'm dead. Shot into space to go hang out with the Tesla Roadster. You know, it may probably have something to do with the fact that I had not collected a single item before fighting the big cheese. And that's okay. Rome wasn't built in a day, however the Romans probably didn't have a 2-story bug monster impeding their progress either. Nonetheless, we respawn like an ODST coming to take that sweet Covenant booty to Pound Town. This run is starting off much better anyway, as we got the War Banner right off the bat. This spawns a buff bubble every time we level up. Now our attack goes up, speed goes up, but it's pretty random on where it happens though, so it's not always helpful, but it's still a good find. What do we have here? The Crowdfunder? This minigun quite literally burns money as it uses your money as ammo, and qualifies as hot garbage. Oh, thank God, a speed buff. While we are on our way to becoming stronger than Thor himself, we now move slower than a turtle on Xanax. And look, what do we have here? A gunner drone. While they don't do much damage, they do draw fire away from me, so you're okay in my book, little guy. Badass, we got a near perfect deployment on that war banner. That will come handy here in the next few seconds, as this Stone Titan does not seem too happy with our existence right now, and wants to repeatedly smash our face into paste with a cinder block he has for hands. And coming in clutch is that dome shield taking out his eye blast. I would feel bad for him as there isn't much he can do right now to me, but I really appreciate my face not being turned into paste. Well, my reward is a Titanic Knurl. It boosts my max health, quicker health regeneration, and as you can see, even with the turrets, hitting these small air targets with my grenades is such a pain in the ass. Anyway, another boss down, and now onto the wetlands. Here's a new altar that I like to refer to as the BDSM altar, as it hurts you, and your reward, cold hard cash. And with my hard-earned sex money, I'm off to go buy something nice. And something nice is just down the hill. And I can get rid of this stupid money gun. First one is just some crit damage, second one, however, is the Samurai, and this bad boy chucks 3 saw blades out in front and mows enemies down faster than I can cut down 20 big nuggets. Boy am I a glutton for pain, or just broke. But hey, 20 bucks is 20 bucks. And damn, this saw does some work. Now I just have to remember to use the damn thing. Another chance ulcer. This can't go well. First time, robbed. Second time, robbed. Third one, garbage. Robbed again. And yet another failure. Better keep my ass away from lottery tickets, Jesus. Another war banner to add to my collection. Now my buff radius is twice as big. Nice. And the second Stone Titan, not too happy with my breathing, but he did drop a nice Berserker's Pauldron to increase my abysmal rate of fire. Now it's on to Cool Mountain.
Let's go.
Wait a minute. I think there was a chest that if you get there fast enough has an exotic in it for you. And no, not you, Joe. And in this moment, I thought I had my shit together. And in this moment I knew that was not true, and tried to get the hell out of Dodge. Unfortunately, his laser beam found a home right in the top of my skull. Well, we did much better on this run. At least we got some items. Well, can't give up that easily. But to try again and again until our little guy here becomes the destroyer of worlds. And that takes time. And I have nothing but time. Off to a good start. We have a speed buff, some first aid, and now Gore's Tome. Enemies have a chance to drop us treasure on death, and I like treasure. And these little bastards are getting easier to hit without the anti-air turrets. Ooh, something that requires a lunar coin, and it's Transcendence. Turns all my health into a quickly recharging shield. It is very strong, however healing abilities have no effect on me, so let's see how that goes. Now this is what I've been looking for. 3D printer. I can change currently held items for a guaranteed one, and this guaranteed one is a rate of fire up. Super handy in bumping up my DPS. I will, however, lose my speed. That's okay, most enemies won't get within a few feet of me now, so speed is not key. Now this next boss constantly gives me trouble, and his last 25% of health, he loves the EMP, really fucking my health bar nice and good. But now with my new and improved rate of fire, for me and my railguns, he shouldn't be much of a problem. Except my guns are getting distracted by the damn floating skulls. Come on guys, take your Ritalin and focus. Come on, he's almost dead. Oh shit, here comes the EMP. Deploy the bubble! Oh well, that was unnecessary. He's dead. Thank you for the focus, guys. Now, he did drop me a ukulele. I'm not 100% sure what the hell it does, but I'm pretty sure it causes a chance of chain lightning. That's right, Thor. I'm coming for your ass. Back in the wetlands again. Definitely not my favorite environment, and right off the go, a chest, but I'm broke, and no wildlife nearby to convince to help me open it. But as always, a trusty BDSM plan is nearby to take my health in pursuit of money. And many explosives and chests later, we arrive at the teleporter. And big surprise, Squidward comes back and tries to Japanese hentai this shit up. I won't allow it, it's not gonna happen on my watch. And he's dead, dropping me the double jump upgrade. Thank God, because this guy really needs some help on mobility. On to the next area, Scorched Earth. I do love how this area looks, I am quite a fan of it. And however, like a hooker who just won't take no for an answer, the plant is back again offering up more of its money. These things I can only really describe as Satan's taint. They are much harder to hit and more of a pain in the ass than the flying flaming heads. My grenades are just so damn slow they just blink out of existence before they can reach them. Remember how I had said like 2 seconds ago that flying skulls are easier to hit than Satan's taint? Well, I was wrong. Grenades with no proximity fuse makes hitting air targets a challenge. Who knew? Now this is where I like to be. Up on the high ground with clustered enemies below me that can't reach me, with cluster grenades, this is what he was made for. Giving me 0 chance to the enemy so I can bring sweet destruction to their anus. Oh, and enemies now explode into fire now on death. That's even better for me. The Imp Overlord is new. Think of him as the big brother to the Devil's anus who likes to throw temper tantrums like a child and beat the ground hoping to get his way, while also spawning many rock golems to try and collectively take me to Pound Town. But I have the power of double jump and enemy on my side, so it'll be child's play to beat them. And he drops me the Chrono Bobble. It slows enemies on hit, and that's fantastic news for me because I'm still very slow, and anything that will speed me up and slow them down is needed for this run. New zone means new enemies, and this place is my worst nightmare, as it mostly contains enemies who fly, and we all know this guy does with flying enemies. The flying Taco Bells are not the worst, seeing as they are big as a Buick, but elite versions do have a lot of health, and that requires constant fire. If it wasn't for the turrets, I'd probably gouge my eyeballs out with Diablo sauce from Taco Bell instead of fighting them. And I've come across undoubtedly the best artifact of them all, the disposable missile launcher. This bad boy launches missiles faster than North Korea. The difference is these missiles actually hit their target because this guidance system actually works. This little Mark Zuckerberg, or Lizardman for short, is supposed to be a pseudo boss fight in the area, but as you can see, I have amassed quite a few buffs and my turrets are loving that. They make quick work of this boss, even on the impossible difficulty. See? Dead, and not even a scratch. And about 7 steps later, I died to a vulture. I'm not even sure what happened. I'm actually quite impressed. Even with all my relics, I wasn't even a god yet. So, new run, new me. Not going to let progress for world domination be slowed by a little thing like death. It takes time. Oh, and once you know it, I only made it 48 seconds into this run before I was violently kicked down some stairs. Didn't even get to collect any items. For shame. This is the run. I can feel it. And in less than a minute, we have our first relic, the Volcanic Egg. This is just stupid fun and gives me great maneuverability to slow as hell gods like me. Now, normally I would never be able to reach this ledge, but with the egg, I can. By turning into a vortex of exploding death, I can travel wherever I want. And it just so happens there's a shop portal up here. It does require a lunar token, and for me to finish the boss fight, they are generally worth it. With the boss dead, we can now enter the shop. I don't have many tokens because they are pretty rare, so I highly doubt I could buy much of anything. Oh look, a bunch of relics. I have no idea what any of them do. So we'll just leave the shop as cool as possible, and of course, it goes through the portal. Why wouldn't it have? Luckily, the fall only takes 90% of my health, so I can leave like a normal person now. And I have stumbled across the best item in the game, Dio's best friend. This cute teddy bear will revive me on death, but will consume the bear. This effect also applies to my turrets, but they don't consume the item. So if a turret is destroyed, it'll be brought back. I shouldn't have to tell you why that's a good thing for me. Oh, this is shaping up to be a good run. Let's trade a few of our items for some attack speed. All of the attack speed. Now I don't want too many, and I'd possibly trade my life-saving bear for some speed. Remember, speed kills folks. I ended up stopping at 4 because this early on in the run, enemies melt faster than ice cream in the sun, and I do like having that double jump. The Clay Doomstrider is the blue falcon enemy that will suck up and consume all of its allies to heal itself, but with 2 turrets and my buffed attack speed, I showed him that the power of friendship and 2 20mm autocannons can overcome all of life's obstacles, even a 3-story Sans monster. Very specific. Ah, the Razor Wire. This little charm lets me explode into a symphony of destruction around me when I take damage. An eye for an eye, back in Scorched Acres. Really don't know why I like this place. It may be because there are not a lot of flying enemies and I can just rock their socks with my grenades, and not really be too worried about dying. Next important item is the Tri-Tip Dagger. These cause stacks of bleeding for me and my turrets. Enemies are about to lose a lot of blood. Goody, a personal shield generator. If I really have to explain what this does, there might be no hope for you. The Head Start V2. This took me a few attempts to figure out how to use it, but once I did, I landed on the enemy's heads harder than Facebook coming down on my hopes and dreams of becoming a streamer. Grove Tender.
Grove Street.
He wasn't much of a fight as his health bar dropped so fast it was barely worth mentioning, but he did drop me some sweet Razor Wire. Siren's Call. I don't believe we have been here yet, but this game is now coming to the point where bosses are now regular enemies, but hit just as hard as their boss form, getting into the insane difficulty now. By this point, I have a lot of relics on hand, and I have activated a difficulty modifier that spawns 2 bosses, because I apparently like pain. And of course, it's the Magma Worm. I hate the Magma Worm. Because they can come up out of the ground and hide like so, and what the hell, my turrets destroyed those 2 in like 8 seconds flat. That's the fastest I've ever destroyed a boss. The world will be mine. Now with that up in difficulty, they dropped 2 relics for me on death, both being the ukulele, so now I have 3 stacks of chain lightning. And because I destroyed them so quickly, I can only stand around waiting for the portal to open up. Sky Meadow, the Thanos-inspired purple world, home of the flying Taco Bells, and the Magma Worms seeking revenge for the ass pounding they just received not 30 seconds earlier. He may send me flying, but at the end of the day, there's nothing he can do to hurt me. I am a god. And the pseudo-bosses just can't stay away. As soon as one leaves, another one takes its place. Hail Hydra! This one seems to be the CEO of Taco Bell, however, spawning more of his mini-bells to deliver me tacos and Baja Blast. But some miscommunication means he was delivering to the wrong house. I had to stomp on his head to teach him a lesson. The Leeching Seed. This little knight gives me ability to take a portion of the damage I do as health to me, and not in a sparkly vampire way either. This big chungus is normally very strong, but for some reason this one came to him with no health. My lucky day, seeing as we were about to roll into the I'm coming for you difficulty. I'm now up to my 3rd Topaz Brooch, giving me a shield on death of an enemy, and the Jade Elephant. When this little guy is tickled, he gives me a massive armor boost for 5 seconds, coming in handy when you're quick on the tickle. Looks like we are in for round 2 for the Walking Lava Man, this time at full health. Let's see how he does against my army of turrets and the plethora of relics I have. He made it about 6 seconds, good try. It's Triplets, as the 3rd stooge wants to try and take me on. As I can attest, the other 2 did not have great luck. But hey, I'm willing to give him a chance, as he almost was able to damage me, and he almost pulled the old teleport behind you and fished you in the backside, but it failed. Oh look, it seems to be the 3 older brothers of the 3 Stooges. Really did not take too kindly to the ruthless murder of their kin. But between the turrets and my 20mm autocannons, I have a strange feeling that we might have this 3v1 ass beating going the direction of my favor. 1, 2, and 3. There are no more, just as we start getting into the ha level of difficulty. But we are rewarded with an Old War stealth kit, turning me invisible after taking heavy damage, and at this point, any hit is heavy damage, so I'm gonna be invisible a lot. Just got the achievement Deja Vu, because we have recycled back to the first world we started in. Great. Normally the Beetle Queen is not too bad of a boss to kill, but now there are 2. Both spawning enemies, along with the environment stone golems. This is turning into a real clusterfuck real fast, and it seems we have reached maximum difficulty. But seeing as we have now achieved the immortal god state, the ha is for them, not for me. Dropping the Rose Buckler to negate some damage while running. Very nice. I said we reached max difficulty, but even the environmental enemies now are taking a lot of damage to kill. This is a completely new enemy. I have never seen him before. That sends out explosive spikes, and what the hell, he just killed me? That's not right. But like a phoenix from the ashes, I am back ready to kick some ass and avoid those guys. Oh, not only when you kill them, they also revive back, taking even more damage. Just give up, dude. You can't win. Oh, and this is not good. The minigun guys, they deal a lot of damage very quickly. Luckily, he was distracted by my many turrets like butterflies. Clearly, he forgot to take his Adderall today. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's another spike launcher, who literally just killed me. At this point, I have killed bosses faster than I can kill these grunt foot soldiers. My god status might be dwindling. This is just me launching volley after volley after volley of grenades at this one particular enemy. And my drone army is slowly depleting ever so slightly. I think I had about 8 or 9 drones before. Now I'm down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I think some of those are my turrets. Not doing great. Even these golems, who normally aren't too bad, are just taking every bit of damage. It's turning into a real shit show real fast. I just decided to bail on that situation. I don't need the money with 11,000 gold in my pocket. Hopefully I can hover around and find me a few more relics before the boss fight. And about 10 feet later, I found an equipment drone. This will take my disposable rocket launcher and put it into drone form, constantly firing on my behalf. Isn't technology great? And while having another coming to God moment, I decided to tactically continue on the search for more relics. Totally not because those guys back there were strong or anything. So I may have made a critical error in spawning the bosses before clearing out the local population, because I'm pretty sure I now have 2 or 3 clay dune striders to fight, but I can't quite tell due to this ball making all the enemies invisible. I did not know they could do that. That has to be breaking some wartime law somewhere in the world. At this point, I'm just blindly firing into the abyss and hoping something sticks, because I cannot see a damn thing. And finally, one has made its debut showing, and I can now see what I'm fighting. Typically having eyes on your enemy is step 1 or 2 of the art of war. And out of my ass comes shooting the war banner of the ages, to aid my damage and attack speed. I might just win this. And it looks like it's going for his signature move that really makes my life easier by taking away the distraction from my turrets. However, the war banner did really fuck me up because I thought I had my impenetrable bubble shield up. Fun fact, it was not, so I died. Well, this run comes to an end. After 1 hour and 3 minutes, for most of this run we had a huge item collection that melted pretty much everything that we came in contact with, until this last desert level. This one broke my god status. Well, tune in next time, we'll see if we can achieve god status with the archer.